When a Bollywood actress makes breakfast go viral, you know it's going to be good. Here's my plant-based twist. I'm Dr. Tila, and as someone who's been plant-based for years, I'm always excited when traditional dishes get the spotlight, especially when they're as delicious as Khagina. This Hyderabadi breakfast has been trending everywhere thanks to Aditi Rao Hydari from Heera Mandi, and today I'm showing you how to make it completely plant-based. Now I know what you're thinking, can tofu really replace eggs in something this iconic? Well, my mum's going to be the ultimate taste tester today, so we'll find out together. Okay, so let's get going with the chutney. What makes this dish so iconic is that there's a red chutney that goes on top of the eggs. Now, if you don't like spicy food, you can omit this and you can just make the eggs and it will still taste delicious. So we've got some dried red chilies here, which I've soaked in some boiling water for at least 10 minutes so that they soften and they'll be easy to blend. So we'll put that in. Got our bougie spoon here. So we've got our spices here. We've got some Kashmiri red chili powder, some tamarind paste. We've got some salt, just ignore that, it's been caramelized by the tamarind paste. And we've got some hing or asafoetida. So we'll add that in. And then we're going to put some garlic cloves in here. This is a garlic chutney, so it is a very garlic forward dish, but you can just leave it with a little bit more hing if you don't want to add garlic. And then we're just going to add some water to blend. So that's blended there. And for best results, you can heat this up on the stove or in the microwave just to thicken the sauce and let the flavors melt together. Now we're just going to get going with our scramble. Okay, so we're going to make the tofu. Now give me some artistic liberty here because the original dish uses fried eggs. Obviously, I didn't want you to spend time cutting out little circles with tofu blocks and then putting in a blended orange sauce in the middle and then frying it. You will just lose me at the first bit. So we're doing scrambled eggs with the sauce on top, but it will taste amazing. And I'm saying this myself, but I feel that this is even better than Dishum scrambled eggs. Well, I said I won't go there again, but everyone's like, you're gonna go there for the jai. But my mum comes, I was gonna say a close second, but she's gonna tell me off. My mum's jai is number one. Right, so I've got 1 pack of silken tofu here, which I'm just gonna cut and put in there. So I've got some scissors here and I'm just gonna cut it open. Ignore the instructions, let's just do it how we want to do it. And I get water everywhere, so maybe I should have followed the instructions. There we go, and we'll just put that in there. Look, I'm really selling it right now, aren't I? Then we're gonna add some corn flour and some nutritional yeast. You can use arrowroot powder instead of corn flour. So next we're gonna add our spices. We've got some gala namak, some turmeric powder, some salt. I have to keep checking like this and I keep getting told off that you can't see in the camera. Then we've got some garlic powder, did I already say that? And some black pepper powder, so we'll add that in. Next we're gonna add some plant-based milk. So I've got some soya unsweetened milk here, which is higher in protein, but use whichever plant-based milk you like. So we'll pour that in. We can put some lemon juice here for it to taste, but I'm gonna put that in the final dish. So we're just gonna mash it with a fork so that it's like scrambled eggs, and give it a good mix. Trust me to use the world's biggest bowl, so I'm too small and I'm like peering over it. That's all mashed now, as you can see. And the reason why silken tofu is a really good, or any tofu really, is a good substitute for eggs is because they contain 0 cholesterol. I mean, a few eggs here and there is not going to cause issues with someone's cholesterol, but we have to watch how many we are eating. Tofu is also lower in saturated fat, and it also contains beneficial compounds called isoflavones, which protect against such cancers as breast cancer and prostate cancer and help with menopausal hot flush symptoms as well. As well as that, eggs don't contain any fiber, whereas tofu does. So we'll set that aside and we'll get going with the main dish. So you can see that's the chutney there. As you can see, I've been paid now, so I've got a nicer pan here. All right, so I've got some extra virgin olive oil. This is optional, but it's to stop anything sticking. I'm gonna add that to the pan. Okay, so our oil's nice and hot now. We're gonna add some cumin seeds. You can tell this is a portable pan because they're not spluttering everywhere. Take my word for it, you can hear it. So we've toasted that. We're gonna add more garlic. So I've got some garlic that I've minced here. And then I've got some ginger here, which I've peeled and grated. And if this starts sticking, then just add splashes of water. Okay, so that's nice and toasted. We're gonna add some onions, which I've sliced into, this is really important, and this is what Aditi Rao Hydari says, to cut them into half moon shape, okay? Give that a good stir. Smells so nice. Who needs perfume when you got onions? And then I've got some try saying that. Then I've got some sliced up green chilies. I'm not gonna add too many today. If you class this as not too many, but it's optional. And we'll add some water just to stop it from sticking. And we'll cook this down until the onions get soft. I'm like learning the technique from like talking while I'm stirring. I don't know what's going on in there. I'm gonna put a whole juggler of salt in. So then we can add some salt just to get the onions caramelized. This is optional. Shame I can't wear this dress anymore. Stink of onions at work. So a few people have asked me about my nutritional coaching, and I have several packages. What I usually do is that I have a discovery call to see if that person is suitable. That's usually free for about 15 minutes. And then in terms of my packages, I have hour-long sessions and one and a half hour sessions, depending on whether you just want a one-off to get kick-started. And usually sometimes 90 minutes is all that somebody needs to have great health changes. The person I mentioned in my last video who lowered his cholesterol and also lost weight, put his fatty liver disease into remission, had just a 90-minute session. That's how powerful it was. Obviously, you have to take on board all the advice, but even small sustainable changes can have powerful effects. I can give you, lots of recipes to follow, and Monday you're eating this, Tuesday you're eating this. But I like to give you ideas of delicious food, but we have to be practical, every day, we have to save time, and I give you a way of eating so that you can carry this forward. I'm not trying to get you fixed into a plan where you can't live without me. Well, I'd like to think you can't live without me, but you should be able to sustain this long term. And I give you a why. I explain in a digestible way why you should be making these changes. There's no point going do X and Y if you don't know, I rhyme there, why you're doing it, right? So it's really, really effective. I give you a PowerPoint presentation to keep with my lovely logo on, and recipes as well. If you can't take my word for it, read the testimonials on my website. So we keep adding little splashes of water because oil is quite calorie dense, and I don't want to up the calories of this dish because it's to serve 2 to 3 people, and it's nice dipped with bread. It's nice to dip some bread inside. So this is nearly done. You can see the onions are quite soft now. We'll give it another 1 to 2 minutes, and then we'll get going with our scramble. So as you can see, these are soft now. We're gonna just take them out in a bowl and we're gonna make our scramble. Can I elbow someone? Hit them with a spoon. Okay, so we're gonna add a bit more extra virgin olive oil just to stop this from sticking. If you've got a really good non-stick pan, then you may not need this. So add just a tiny bit. Just give that a stir because I wanna make sure that the scramble doesn't stick on the sides. Okay, so that's hot now. We're gonna add our scramble. So we'll just put that in slowly. Oh wow, it actually sizzled. Why am I using a fork? We're just going to keep stirring this to stop it from sticking. If it does, then we're just going to add some water. This will only take about 3 minutes, literally. We want it to be a runny consistency, so if it starts drying out, just add more water like I said. Okay, so this has been cooking for about 3 minutes. We're going to add our onion, garlic, ginger and chili mixture in. See, I got them all in. Plop that in. And just give that a good mix. And literally just give that another minute. Add a little bit more water. My husband used to make the best scrambled eggs, and even though they were really simple, literally just milk and eggs, the trick was to keep stirring and making them slowly and velvety, you plod along. I don't know what I was saying there. So finishing touches. I'm not going to give the brand name away because I'm very disappointed in them, but I've got some unbranded, just hiding it all, lemon juice. You can use freshly squeezed lemon juice, but the budget didn't stretch that far, so we're going to put that in and put it to taste. And then we're going to plate up. We'll just give that a good mix. Okay, so this is the final product. You're supposed to dip some bread in there. I didn't have a budget for margarine, all right? So, you know, bread. And then we just spoon over that garlic sauce over the top. You can put as much or as little as you like, or give it to people at the table to do. Okay, so we put the garlic sauce on, and then we can flourish it with some coriander. And for those of you that don't know, I mentioned Disham. Disham is a restaurant chain in England that's done really well, that has its take on Parsi food. I especially love the breakfast, so do go check it out. But maybe you don't need to go because this is so good. Let's see what my mum thinks of this.
Mum, do you want to try my recipe? It's of a viral dish, but I've made it plant-based.
Oh, what is it?
Khagina.
And what's this red stuff in there?
It's a garlic and chili chutney. So you'd be proud. You can't say no taste.
Very nice.
Yeah. Do you realise it's from a famous Bollywood actress? Again, another viral recipe.
No. Who is that person?
Aditi Rao Hydari from Heera Mandi.
Oh, that poor Jan.
Yeah, that's the one.
So there you have it, proper comfort food that's giving you 18 grams of protein per serving that even Aditi Rao Hydari will be proud of. Not bad for a plant-based breakfast, right? If you're into recipes like this, you know, the ones that actually satisfy you and don't leave you hungry an hour later, I've got a whole playlist of high protein plant-based meals. Just click up there if you want to see more. And seriously, let me know what you think. Have you tried Khagina before? Are you going to give this a go? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. See you in the next video.